Hello everybody and welcome. Today we have our end of season review and transfer special in what turned out to be a rather interesting close season. Hello, it's a very warm welcome to episode 15 of To Be a Legend FM 26 style, and we start this series managing Radcliffe, known as the Borough. My name's Mark, and on today's episode, it is that in the season review transfer special. We'll be rounding up on how our season went. As we know, we got promoted as champions from the National League North, and we'll be finding out who will be playing next season and all the rest of it, and doing a bit of roundup and hopefully finding out whether we can hang on to some of the players that did well for us last season, but also finding out whether we can bring in some new players to give us that little bit of extra impetus in the National League next season. All on this particular episode. Just a recap: at the end of last episode, we won the title by beating South Shields 2-1. Tinkler, an own goal after 7 minutes. Fraser Harper made it 2-0 on 16. Eco Solomon from the penalty spot on 36 for South Shields. That was pretty much it, really. And then we went on, having secured the title, to play Hereford United in what turned out to be a bit of a Champions all-in style. Goals from Hubbold on 8 minutes, Francis on 29, 44 and 73, Lani Edwards with a consolation goal on 47 minutes. Big question is, can we keep Marshall Francis for the run in the National League? I would like to be able to do so. We will have a good go at it. We did lose on the last day of the season to Macclesfield. Danny Elliott scoring a hat-trick. 44 minutes from the penalty spot after Marshall Francis has put us in front. A 2-goal lead on 33 minutes, but in the second half, more goals from Danny Elliott on 51 and 68 paid to a clean finish to the end of the season. We didn't quite manage it. Quick look at the table. There are playoffs still going on, of course. We'll give you an up-to-date on that in just a moment, because the first rounds are going on. Macclesfield playing Scarborough Athletic, and Spennymoor playing Kings Lynn for the right to play Fylde and Buxton in the next round. I always thought that Scarborough, like, fourth played seventh and fifth played sixth and all that sort of thing, but it clearly isn't the case. As you'll see, we won the title, 98 points in the end. 6 points clear of Fylde, who finished in second. Scarborough Athletic, Buxton finished third on 88. Scarborough Athletic fourth on 87. Macclesfield fifth on 83. Spennymoor sixth on 77. Kings Lynn seventh on 73. 1 point clear of Hereford. Had they beaten us, they would have probably secured a playoff place. As it was, they missed out, as did South Shields, and teams going down into the never. Marine, Merthyr, Chorley and Southport. They were all the teams that disappeared from this division. We'll round up on who's going where and all the rest of it in a short while. I think first, what we're going to do is we are going to, in a moment, I'm not sure what's happened here. Something very, very bad has happened. I thought we had the end of season review up. It's a bit of a mediocre, as I think you're seeing from our other series. It doesn't really give us the detail that we want at all. So it doesn't really help us a great deal. So what we're going to do, if we have a look in here somewhere, I think we can find competitions. Here we go. This is the one we want. Played in 2 competitions this year, besides, of course, the National League North. We played in the FA Cup, and still to be decided. Liverpool are playing Chelsea in this one. Can we go down? It's not the right one, Mark. It's this one, I think. Here we go. second qualifying round. Were we in the second qualifying round? We beat Alfchurch 4-2 in the second qualifying round. In the third qualifying round, going the wrong way now, aren't I? There we go. A 3-0 win over Harborough. Fourth qualifying round, we lost 1-0 to Gateshead, which meant that we didn't get through to the first round, which previously was the best that Radcliffe had done in the FA Cup. So failed to meet that expectation this particular season as it was. In the FA Trophy, I've done it again, haven't I? The wrong one. If I want to click on this one, stages, there we go. Second round, we beat Leverstock Green by 3-0. In the third round, we lost 3-1 to Rochdale. So we went out in the third round. I want to improve on both those this season. I want to try and get a little bit further into the FA Cup, a little bit further into the FA Trophy, if we possibly can. Right, next job is, if we go in here, first team, and we've obviously got this sorted. What we're going to do is we're now going to sort in hierarchy by goals scored. Marshall Francis, top scorer on 28. Lewis Rose Ralsthorne, who was on he was on loan, scored 19 goals in the season. Fraser Harper on 17, Matthew Whittingham on 15. In fact, Matthew Whittingham contributed 29 goals altogether, 15 goals and 14 assists. A very good return for him. It's out of 42 games and 2 substitute appearances. Deverne Green, 7 goals and 9 assists. So very good. But that is Howland, lower scoring on this side, but they were the top players. 28 for Marshall Francis, Fraser Harper 17, Matthew Whittingham 15, Deverne Green 7, George Glandon 6 in the assists rating. If we just have a quick sort on the assists, Matthew Whittingham with 14, John Taylor with 10, Deverne Green 9, Callum Fasden 8, and then Jack Robinson, Glandon and Riley all on 7. Marshall Francis also 5 assists. Means his goal return effectively was 33, which is all very, very good. Right, we'll resort that. So they were our runs. Have we got... We've got training rating, but we haven't got the higher... Oh, yes, we have. Ratings over here. Best rated player, Rick Smith and Lewis Rawton, who were away on loan. Jack Robinson had the best rating in the team that played. He had a 7.15. Jude Aboyo played 1 game, got a 7.10. Marshall Francis 7.09. Matthew Whittingham 7.07. Rio Clegg 7.02. Fraser Harper 7.01. In fact, if we can filter this, not a club, that's better. Hopefully. I'm not sure why that's not at club. There we go. Didn't work first time. That's better. We can actually see that properly now. So 1, 2, 3, 6 players getting over 7 rating for the season. Robinson, Abayo, Francis, Whittingham, Clegg and Harper. Dom Hobbold, bearing in mind he come through the youth ranks, did very, very well for himself. Right. Let's go back. No, let's go back over here. We'll sort this into some sort of order. Let's have a look at the expiry dates on the things. Parsons, there's a few players, including Abayo, who don't have contracts going forward. And there are a lot that are expiring this time round, which is going to cause us all sorts of problems. We've already said Marshall Francis. We've got Luke Partington, Cian Taylor, Matthew Whittingham, Damien Park, Huntley, Clegg, Green, Hewelt, Mercer, Thornley, McFadden, Regan Riley, Hallam Hope, George Glandon, just to name a few. As you'll see, there are a number of ratings. Can we, I think we can do this in assault. 26th and then salt. If we go that way, there we go. We should be able to see who we want to keep and who we don't. I'm thinking anybody that's not got, that's a 2-star, but also the potential is no more than 2-star. We need to possibly be moving on. So the likes of Lewis Maynard, Roscoe, Finley Hollyoak, possibly. Definitely George Mercer. Just to name a few that we will need to be moving on there at some point or other, but a lot to sort out for there. Right, we'll have a quick look at the squad planner, because this comes in helpful when we're looking to see who we need to bring in. Why is that doing that? Current position, it's not showing either of our current goalkeepers. Is that because they're not contracted beyond the end of the season? That is an issue. So goalkeeper is a definite. Left-sided, right. So I think we need players all over the place. Regan Raleigh is still in there. So next season should be all right. But I think we're going to need to do, again, defenders. We need to do a job all over the pitch. We are, yeah. I mean, there is nothing really there. We need to do a top down on this team going forward. Have we had budgets? This is the question. Oh, well, there was an end of season review in here. Thank you very much for that. Budgets? Did we get budgets? Transfer history, which we'll just recap on. Deverne Green, let's go rating wise. So Jack Robinson was a free agent in 27 appearances, 2 goals, 7 assists, 4 player of the matches. And Marshall Francis coming from Sheffield United on loan, of course. 38 appearances, 28 goals, 5 assists. Matthew Whittingham, 42 appearances, 15 goals, 14 assists. Fraser Harper, 33 appearances, 17 goals, 4 assists, 3 player of the matches. Andrew Dawson, really didn't see a great deal of him, do we? He's on loan. Oh, have we sent him out on loan? Brought him in on loan? Not sure where he came from. He's gone out on loan to Matlock. I'm not sure why he's in there, to be honest. Should be in the outs, not in the ins. Dom Hubbold came in, 3 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists. James Huntley is in there as well. So they're all players that came in. Deverne Green, Cyan Taylor, Fionn Wilson, Paul Edgar, Coxall, Rowe, Parsons and Palmer. These all players come in through the my director of football, bringing in some youngsters and then going out the other way. We had a few. Paul Edgar came in and went out on loan, I think, to Buxton. Or did we transfer him out? Might have transferred him out. Andrew Dawson, there he is, on loan to Matlock. And also a player called Harry Redknapp. He went out as well. So they are the transfers as happened during the season. Nothing of great shakes there. Have we got budgets? I'm looking for budgets. I think you can go. If we type in here, budget, try that again, shall we? Budget. And there's no messages with budgets in there, so read of that what you will. We will come back when we've got budgets. In fact, I think what we're going to do is we're going to come back on the 1st of July and see what's been happening in the transfers. Well, you come back and join me with lots of shenanigans going on, in as much as Radcliffe wanted to offer me a new contract. Bearing in mind that we have been promoted from the National League North to the National League. I was on £1,100 a week. They offered me a new contract, £950. We managed to get it up to 975, and they weren't playing ball. That was the most that they would do. Eventually managed to get them up to 1,000, but they weren't. So in effect, having gotten them promoted from one league to the other, they wanted to cut my wages by 10% and take me down from 1,100 to £1,000 a week. Having said all of that, I obviously rejected the contract. I thought, well, the contract runs out at the end of June. They're going to have to do one or two things. They're either going to have to do it or we move on. Like we said at the start of this, the rules are, if in real life you wouldn't do it, why would you take a pay cut? I've just got them up a league. And the chances are, if we carry on, we might go up a league again next season. Why? So we went looking for jobs. We did apply for a number of jobs. Most of them in the National League, or in fact, they were all in the National League. Anyway, we applied for those jobs, and Radcliffe come back, said, we want to offer you a contract. Still wouldn't budge on their £1,000 a week. However, we applied, as I say, for these jobs. We did get a number of interviews, which we went for. Some rejected us straight away. Some said, yeah, we'll offer you the job. The majority of them wanted to pay me £675 a week. The best I could manage was £750 a week. And I thought, you know what? Radcliffe are going to come back and say, we'll offer you 1,000. Do I take the 1,000? They eventually, getting very close to the wind, but they did come back and they offered me 1,100. So we've not had a pay rise based on the fact of that we've got promoted. However, we have built into it a 10,000, if we win the National League, £10,000 bonus. So we've got the same amount of wages as we had, 1,100 a week, but we have managed to add in a bonus of £10,000. So we will get that if we go. So we're staying at Radcliffe, no changes for now, which means then the hard work commences on trying to bring players in. Obviously, I've been neglecting that side of things because I didn't see much point if we weren't still here. So let's go and have a look and see what has been happening since you were with us. Diddly squat. Now, interestingly, since the I think it's another bug, to be honest, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced this. If you have, leave me a comment down below. But we've obviously gone past the split and gone into the next season, and all my transfers have disappeared from last season. So, according to this, nobody came in, nobody went out. So we can't see who came in and when. And the other thing I've noticed is previously where you brought trial players in, you could actually see trial players in here. Can't see that now. So there's definitely some bugs that need fixing on this. So here we are, 1st of July. As I said, I wasn't really expecting anything on this screen because we have... we haven't really done any scouting or anything on the basis. Well, I think we have done scouting, but I hadn't really paid attention to it on the basis that, as I say, I wasn't going to, I hadn't got a contract signed, so I potentially might not have been here. So there wasn't much point in doing a lot of work to try and find out. But I can tell you, we have renewed quite a lot of contracts, which is really, really good news. Let's go on based on ability. Matthew Whittingham signed a 2-year contract. He's here until 2028. Jack Robinson, a 1-year contract till 27. Fraser Harper has signed another 1-year contract. Huntley has scored. He's signed a 3-year contract until 2029. Deverne Green, a 2-year contract in 28. George Glandon till 27. Fasden until 27. Lewis Rawsthorne may feature next season. He was out on loan last season, did very well. Let's hope he can do the same again this season. He's signed a 1-year contract. Damon Park a 2-year contract. Rio Clegg, sorry, a 1-year contract. Cian Taylor a 1-year contract. Thornley a 1-year contract. Judah Bayo, I need to do something about him. I think we need to sign him up or do something. Mind you, he's only 2.5 stars, so I don't know. Matt Sargent, Greenfield, Hewelt, Taylor, Afai, Regan Raleigh, Fionn Wilson. We haven't signed a new contract for him. Dom Hubbold is signed a 2-year contract. So there we go. We've a lot of the players that we wanted to add to the kit. There is only a few now that have contracts running out in 26. So we have pretty much secured all that we can. The one bit of bad news is that Marshall Francis, we can't bring him in. Basically, Sheffield United want him to test him at a slightly higher level. So we'll just sit on that one. Bearing in mind that there's no restraints here in the National League. So as long as nobody else comes in for him, we can actually, hopefully, pick him up when we get into the start of the season and nobody's come in for him or something like that. We may well be able to get him back in. We will have to see. As you'll see, we've got a couple of players here on trial as well. Toby Lees Norton and Ben Hegarty both in on trial. They're not very good current ability, but they do have sort of a bit of a longer term ability. They are both youngsters. I think why Ben Hegarty's just jumped over Lees Norton, I don't know. But anyway, so they have a bit more scope longer term, and we'll just see what they do. Might be a bit young for us. But as I say, we'll watch them with interest. Right, nothing else to report here then. We have got the fixtures. If we go into this screen, we have got the fixtures for the new season. As you'll see, we have 5 friendlies. Oxford, Dingby, Cumbraen, Celtic, Gretna, and Newtown. I think they're in Ireland, are they? Somewhere like that. And then we start our season, a National League season, debut in the National League against Hartlepool United. And then we face Totton in the second game. So our first game is at home, second game away from home. And then at Christmas, Boxing Day, we are at Scunthorpe and away to Hartlepool on the new year. And then our season ends with Solihull Moors and Scunthorpe. Solihull Moors away, and we are home the last day of the season against Scunthorpe United. Right, we're going to jump forward again and see if we can bring some players in. Fingers crossed. Well, having secured a lot of renewed contracts, the desperation wasn't quite so bad, but we have brought in some new players, the first of which is a goalkeeper, James Wright. Previously at Aston Villa, he's come in on loan. He's come in as a free agent. Never played for Aston Villa, played for Real Aran. In fact, was come out of a product to Manchester City. Then he went to Aston Villa on a free. Never played at Aston Villa. Went to Real Aran, wherever they may be. They're in Spain, somewhere in the Prima Federation 1. Then back to Aston Villa, and he came in on trial to us. And now he's come in on a freebie. He is goalkeeper. He's okay. His bravery's good. He's been pretty good in trial. So 21 years old. He's currently 4-star ability. He has potential to be 5-star ability. We have. It says he's close to full potential, but I think he could probably improve somewhat in the team. So good move there. The other player one of the other players that we brought in is Paul Doyle, defensive midfielder. And a midfielder, 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability. He has been absolutely fantastic in pre-season. I would say absolutely fantastic. It says here one appearance, 1 goal. I think he's played a few more than that. I feel sure he has. Dunstable he played. Gretna he played. Newtown he played, so I'm not sure why that only says 1. But anyway, 28 years old. He originally came in, or he has come in, played in Ireland. He's Irish. He came in, played in Ireland for most of his career. Was at Drogheda United previously at Dundalk, where he scored 7 goals in his career. In fact, we'll go in this screen. There we go. Started at Sligo, then UCD, Dundalk, Drogheda, and then finished, came to us on trial, and then we've secured him for a season. He's on 420 a week. In fact, he's here for 2 seasons, which would be very good. There's his attributes. So we look forward to him. I think what I have to bear in mind, he's actually, since he signed for us, he's made 1 appearance, scored 1 goal, and 8.10. So we have high hopes for him. Let's hope he can achieve whilst he's here. So gives us a bit more assurity in that midfield. And we've also brought in Danny Angel, but we have a little bit of a problem with Danny. Obviously, because Marshall Francis wasn't coming back, we thought, we need a striker. Danny Angel looked like an outstanding player, and it wasn't until after I'd signed him I realised why. We can't get a work permit. So if anybody knows of the workaround for a work permit, apart from obviously in the editors and all the rest of it, let me know. He originally was at Wolves. Clapton no longer exists. He was then at Wolves, and then came to us. So we're going to have to loan him out, I think. So we'll send him out somewhere, hopefully to get some game time where it counts towards the work permit, and he can then come in. We've signed him for 2 years, so hopefully we can renew his contract and all the rest of it next season, and we'll get him running for us next season. He's potentially League One standard, so it would be rather good if we can get him going, as it were. 4-star current ability, potential for 5-star. So I think he's an asset. And I guess the worst thing is that happens, we've got him in on a freebie, that we sell him on. I mean, he potentially could be anything up to £250,000 there or thereabouts. So if we could sell him for a couple of 100,000, even if he doesn't play for us, then, you know, who knows? We may get a decent profit out of him. They are the players in. I'm just a bit sceptical. We have a number of other players still in on trial, I think. A number of them. Max Thompson, another goalkeeper. I am thinking about bringing him in. And then we'll get rid of our 2 goalkeepers, Kane Tyler and Hewelt, because they're far superior. Now, Ben Hegarty is still here. He's a striker. I think he can also play on the left wing. It's not his best position, but preferred as a striker. So Ben Hegarty is a youngster, of course. So we'll see. Declan Drysdale, a defender. Scott Wilson is a defender. Adam Crooks is also a defender. So we need to pick off which is probably the best one out of there. I'm thinking possibly Declan Drysdale, because he's got a 2.5 star. Adam Crooks is a 3-star, but he's got more potential. So we'll work out amongst those. Darryl Mbang is a goalkeeper. We'll probably not keep him on because when we look at the other goalkeepers that are coming in, they're slightly better than he is now, and they got slightly better potential as well. Harvey Saunders, he's an attacking left-sided player, can also play as a striker. He is 29 years old. That's the only thing. And Ethan Robson, also a defensive midfielder. They are the players that are in on trial with us. If we do this on ability now, you will see James Wright, top of the pile. Max Thompson. So both our goalkeepers will be our best players at the club. Jack Robinson, Angel, or Angle, Whittingham, Green, Harper, Huntley, Glendon, Crooks, Doyle, Robson, Saunders, Rawsthorne, McFadden, Clegg, Abayo, and so on and so forth. Still not got a contract for Abayo. A reminder to myself to go and sort that one out. If we have a quick look at the squad planner, we'll see that it's a little bit fuller now. James Wright, without Max Thompson in, James Wright is our #1 goalkeeper, then Hewelt. So if Thompson comes in, Hewelt will go out. On the left side, it's Robinson, Whittingham. We could probably do with another one over that left side, I'm thinking. Wilson, Drysdale, they're players on trial. Matty Williams, Adam Crooks. So Park and Thornley are well down the pecking order against the trialists. So I think we need to bring at least one of those in, if not two of them. Same in there. On the right side, Regan Riley and Luke Parkinson are the poor relations. Kawaku Odra is a possibility. I haven't seen him. Why have I not seen him then? I need to check that one out. Okay, I need to check that one out. Offer him a trial. Why? I'm not sure why I haven't offered him a trial up till now. Right, we need to do that. And then in midfield, I think we're pretty well covered in midfield. It's Huntley, Whittingham, Glendon, and of course Doyle. As he stacks up, he doesn't stack up particularly well in that slot, does he? Attacking left, Whittingham. Marshall France is not here, of course. Can we filter this for players not currently at club? Yeah. Right, that's better. So we can see. No, these some are trialists. Can we take out trialists? No. So midfield, centre, Harper, Huntley. We got Tumbold that can play in there as well and has played under Boyo, who's injured. That's why we haven't signed him. He's 4 weeks, 2 months. And then up front, Angel would be the best player, but we haven't got him. So we might need to have a look at a replacement for him. Right, I think that's pretty much brought you up to date. Let's jump forward one more time and bring you bang up to date, ready for the start of the season. And so we come to the literally the day before the start of the season. We have brought in a couple more players. Max Thompson, as I was telling you about, he is our other goalkeeper. So we now will move on Hewalt and Tyler. He started out at Newcastle, went to Northampton on loan, Chesterfield on loan, played 15 and 18 games for them, back to Newcastle. They basically got rid of him, and he's now come and joined us and joins the ranks of the goalkeeping. And we got a couple of decent goalkeepers. Hopefully they can save us a few points throughout the season. Max Thompson then. Adam Crooks, we said that he's a defender, can play on the left side of defence as well. Tackling 11, techniques 8. It's not perhaps as brilliant as I'd hoped. 3-star current, 3-star potential. He'd be all right for a season. We've signed him for 2 seasons, but I think he'd be all right for a couple of seasons. Starting out at Nottingham Forest, I went to Guiseley, Lincoln, Port Vale, Grimsby, York, Gainsborough, and then came to us after he had been released. Played 33 times for Gainsborough last season. 3 goals, 3 assists, and 1 player of the match. So he's okay. I think just gives us a little bit more options in that defensive line, if at all possible. So that is how it has all ended. A quick look at the fixtures. We have played all our friendlies and we've not lost. A 1-0 win against Oxford City. The scorer Dumhobold on that occasion. Denby Town, Whittingham and Deverne Green getting a brace. And Dunstable, a 5-0 win over Dunstable. Saunders, who was on trial. Paul Doyle, who we've now got permanently. Drysdale, Whittingham and Ben Hegarty all scoring there. In the next game, a 7-0 win against Gretna. Green's getting a brace. Hubbold, Whittingham, Doyle, Angel scored, and Harvey Saunders. And then against Newtown, a 3-1 win. Robson, Hubbold and Doyle. As you can see, Doyle has been scoring goals. Scored again in the game against Young PSV. Fraser Harper getting a brace. George Glendon was sent off on 34 minutes. We played with 10 men pretty much for the rest of the game. Well, we did play for the 50, 65 minutes. Paul Doyle also scoring again, as I say, Matthew Whittingham getting the other goal. So convincing early season, pre-season. Let's hope that continues into the National League. What I didn't show you when we were in the transfer history, which we'll go back to now, was Danny Angel has gone out on loan. He's gone to Bastia in France. They were the only side that most of the other sides were playing him as a fringe, and that's not what we want. We want a team that will play him fairly often, because we want him to play fairly often so that he potentially can pick up the necessary qualification to make him into a to clear him through his work permit, basically. Coxall and Cuthbert, both youngsters, have gone out on loan as well. So that is it. It is a complete roundup on our end of season review and transfer special is what I was trying to think of. I'll tell you what I didn't do, and that was a deep dive on last season's table, did I? That's because we're in the National League and we want to go back to the National League North. And if we go in here and go across, now we can do it. Right, just very quickly, because I know time is ticking on. Home record, as you will see, I need to sort this. We've got to remember to sort it back afterwards. We were the best side at home. We're losing 3 games during the season. 52 points we picked up at home. Filed was second best, also promoted, of course. Didn't tell you who else had been promoted. We'll have a quick look at that in just a moment. Away record, Filed got promoted through the playoffs because it shows you on here. Scarborough Athletic were best away from home. We were second best, and Filed were third best on 43. First half of the season, Scarborough 48 points. We picked up 46 points. Filed picking up 44. But as you'll see, Scarborough not so good in the second half of the season, and that's what did for them. 52 points in the second half of the season. We were the best side in the second half. Macclesfield was second best. Buxton third best on 49. And that's how we went. The last 3 games of the season, we weren't best, were we? As it turned out, I think we were 7th best overall in the last 5 games of the season. That is how it went off. Playoffs, just a quick recap. First round, Macclesfield beating Spennymoor in extra time. Scarborough Athletic knocking out Kings Lynn in the second round, or the semi-final. Filed beating Macclesfield 4-0. Buxton beating Scarborough Athletic 2-1. So they were the 2 sides nearer the top. Filed, of course, finishing third. And then in the final, Filed beating Buxton by 4-1. Let's have a quick look at the season preview. South Shields. Then we're in the wrong table now. We need to go up to this one. National League season preview. Here we go. York are favourites, 13-8. Carlisle second favourites. Rochdale are third favourites. Accrington, who were relegated last season, 4th favourites to go back up. Filed are 7th favourites, 10-1, having been promoted. We, I think, in a very lowly position. We are 19th to go up, 33-1. So this is how they're expecting. Maidenhead, Wealdstone and Braintree are the teams expected to go down, I think. Or Truro, Maidenhead, Wealdstone and Braintree expected to go down. York expected to go up, as I say, and we'll see how the rest go. Have we got anybody in the Media Dream 11? No, of course we haven't. A lot of Carlisle players there, though. So they could be the team to beat this season. If we are going to do it. Mark Hughes is the manager at Carlisle, so even more of a problematic thing. Right, that is it. We are going to come back for the opening 2 games of the new season. It's Hartlepool United at home, our first home game in the National League, and then we'll be away at the Silver Lake Stadium to Totton, and we'll see if we can get a result again against them. I think they are a bit of an unknown quantity. Tottenham, did they get promoted last season? Promoted sides were Fylde, Tottenham they were. I think they come out of the Southern League. Maidenhead and ourselves were the 4 promoted sides. Accrington and Newport, the sides that were relegated out of League 2. Right, that is it. I hope you will join me for the next episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend as they are released. Now, I have a little bit of a thing. I think you may have noticed it on my other series. We are having work done at home here, which means that I won't be able to record when I normally record. I'm going to have to do it at other times. So the episodes for the next couple of 3 weeks could be a bit sporadic. They may not come out when they normally come out. They will come out when I can record, when I can edit, etc., etc. The best way of making sure you know when they're coming out is to subscribe and hit the notification button. And, of course, the other way of doing it, you could do both, but the other way of doing it is to follow me on X at JustOffside2, and then you will know when they're coming out, because I'll put a notice out on there that the episode is out. So if you've not seen it on the subscribe notification, then you will do it that way. So I hope you stay with me. I hope you will enjoy the episodes as they come out. I will do my best to get them out as close to schedule as I can. But as I say, we are having work being done, not only the noise, but I am helping out as well, which means I'll be busy. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I hope you're looking forward to the new season, Radcliffe in the National League. Join me for episode 16, which will hopefully be out. Where are we? Hopefully be out on Tuesday. If not, later in the week. Till then, goodbye.